Test, test, test. Okay, perfect.
Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order for the Vienna Township February 8th meeting. We can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome. Can we have a roll call, please?
There's Joe,
Here.
Cindy,
Here.
Pam,
Here.
Cheryl,
Here.
Jeff,
Here.
Laura,
Here.
Nancy.
Here.
Okay, we'll go to the previous minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from January 11th, 2021 with any changes or corrections. Support.
We have a motion and support on the minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed say no. Okay, Pam, you're up for treasurer's report.
Bills to approve first. We have,
Bills first, sorry.
okay, we have, the bills are attached to your, documents there. We have $11,282.50 worth of bills that I need approved. So I move we approve the bills.
Support.
We have a motion and support to pay the bills. Any discussion on the bills? Hearing none, I need a roll call, please.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Nancy.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Pamela, now you can do the treasurer's report.
I'm sorry?
Now you can do the treasurer's report. No?
I'm up now?
Pam.
Joe, you're cutting in and out on me.
Am I?
Okay. Yeah, okay. As of December 31st, we have a balance in all of the different accounts of $7,545,524.09, which is about where we expected that we would be. There is revenue and expense reports are attached, and those are the fiscal year completed numbers. And we end up with a positive balance of almost $42,000.
Okay. Any questions for Pam? Okay, we'll go to the building report. We've got it attached in there. You see that we've got the normal things going on with the building report. Excuse me. We're going to have a few more things coming up. We're getting a lot of questions because of the pandemic. There are a lot of anxious people waiting to come into the area, but they're holding off until they can get better than 25% for activity inside a restaurant. Library report.
Library report. We met through Zoom and approved the bills that we needed to pay at that point. The library at that time was still closed, but the librarians were going above and beyond. If you ordered books, needed books, and you called or did them online, they were bringing them out to your car for you. They called when you got there, they'd bring out the books you needed. We have since opened the doors and we're doing normal hours. And we meet on Wednesday, so I'll have a better update as to how it's going now that the doors have been open for almost a week.
Excellent. Any questions for Pam? Okay, we'll go to the senior center report. You see that it's enclosed, but Laura, would like to add a couple things?
Yes, I would. Yeah, currently, well, for the month of January, they were closed for the most part due to the county regulations for any new and old programming, but they are still currently open through January and currently today through have the daily meals, but they are takeout only. And then effective February 1st, they were able to add indoor dining and group fitness and non-contact sports. On Fridays, they now have new pizza dine-in and takeout available, which is really nice. And then some of the new activities they were able to add are the bingo, pickleball, Swedish weaving, wood carving, and massages. The COVID vaccines, they've been able to, as of today, register over 1,000 people through the county site, and they do turn in their daily reports on that. New this year, they're not doing the taxes like they have in the past with the regulations for COVID and everything and all the changes and stuff. They weren't able to work that out. So that will not be available this year. And Bruce sent in a thank you, which was really nice for the purchase of the van. He said, see here. The doors were installed on the van. Graphics are supposed to be installed next week, and hopefully we will have it on the road the middle of February. They've waited for over a year, and they're very excited and anticipating being able to use it. And they wanted to pass along to the board that they're extremely grateful for everything to the board, and especially to Cindy for allocating the funds for the CDBG to purchase the van. Looking forward to the next board meeting and getting to know more of the people there.
Okay, any questions for Laura? For those of you that aren't aware, in the past, the taxes are a big part of what the senior center has done. They utilize the library in the past, and I know it's probably going to be a big disappointment for everybody because they served a great purpose, and we had volunteers that came in from H&R Block. So thanks for that information, Laura. I think even though it's not the best information, right? But
Right.
it's, they'll at least have some time to think about it. Fire Authority report.
Should be here, I don't know, probably 12 or 18 months. Takes time to build those things. And I believe it's going to replace, if I remember correctly, engine 11. And then the other larger item was we approved the Fire Authority agreement to go to each of the municipalities' boards for approval so that we can adopt it. There was one change made in that agreement, and that is on our board agenda tonight. I'm not going to explain what the change is. I understand it, but I'd probably just confuse you, so I would defer that to Joe if anybody wants to know what that change was. Other than that, everything is going good. I believe they had, I'm not sure who came in, if it was the health department or what, but they gave everybody that wanted a COVID vaccine. They got their first, and I think they're getting their second here shortly. So, but other than that, everything's going good.
Thank you. Just for the benefit of when we get to the Fire Authority report, or excuse me, the Fire Authority agreement, I'll give a better explanation at that time, if that's okay. We'll go to the BDA report, and you've seen what we have going on there. The BDA's got plenty of programs, and right now we're pretty excited about this year because we're opening it wide open. One of the things that we just finished in cooperation with the city of Clio is cleaning the bike path from Willard Road all the way to the Jennings Road parking lot. So we'll be cleaning the Jennings Road parking lot, the bike paths that the BDA operates from Jennings Road to the city of Clio, which is directly behind the industrial park. The city of Clio would then, along with the same person that plows it all, will be plowing from there all the way to Field Road. And then the BDA will pick up from Field Road to 2.5 miles to Willard Road. So with COVID going on right now and the pandemic, people need a place to exercise. In addition to that, the BDA also plows the sidewalk from Webster Garner to Linden Road, and Linden Road from the corner of Linden and Vienna all the way to Menard. So we're trying to open up as much area as we can for people to get out and walk. We've got a great group of people that walk in our township, and the BDA is trying to cooperate as much as they can. So that's the BDA report. If there's any questions? If not, we'll go to Parks and Recreation.
Apparently the February meeting has been canceled. So hopefully there will be a meeting in March and we will report at then.
Okay. And Sports Complex.
Yeah, so we had a meeting on the 21st, just talk over what's going on, meeting everybody. Basically, the project going right now, the concession stand has been tore down. Sure, some people have seen that tore down, and they'll be building a new one with pavilion in the spring. Wait for load restrictions, concrete, and weather to get a little warmer before they start building. That's the biggest thing right now. Then they want a better grade of concrete, so there's not much chloride in it, so it's a better pour, more serviceable. Also, big report here as far as Brian Moore. He's the treasurer of the sports complex as far as the soccer program. He's going to be leaving the soccer program at the end of this term this year. So they are looking for somebody to take over as treasurer of that part of the sports complex to keep AYSO going smoothly. No other items to report, but if anybody knows anybody that would be interested in doing that, let me know and I'll get that to the director.
Okay, thank you, sir. We go into the supervisor's report, and this particular month, I need to bring to the attention of the board and the public that's watching this that we've had several issues that the township has incurred during the pandemic with the judicial means not taking as many suits as they normally would. Our code enforcement has been, I'm not going to say lacking. I'm going to say that they've got more important things in the judicial system than taking care of our things. Most of the municipalities are taking a back seat on code enforcement because the judges have said we need to take care of the criminal action, which makes a lot of sense. So the blight that you see out there is a little bit out of control in our opinion. Now, we've also been in touch with our legal staff, letting them know how important it is for us to maintain the integrity of the township. So we're trying to see if we can get that straightened out, but I don't see anything on the horizon that would correct that before April 1st. One of the items in particular that we've had for code enforcement is we've had some issues with ORVs operating on off roads on property that is private property, but in a residential area. We feel that we've got that taken care of right now. I guess only time will tell. Our doors are still closed to the public. We're operating on the drop box and phone calls. Our services have not been hindered. We haven't had many issues at all where people have complained that they can't come in on face-to-face. We've been handling things as good as we can. We've collected taxes, absentee ballots, and different things so far through the year. And we've been on and off opening. We're looking maybe for a soft opening. And I say this hesitantly, but March 1st, I'd like to look at that to see exactly what the health department recommends. But we also have to be aware that our virtual meetings must continue through March right now. So we will not have an open meeting with the public invited until probably April. And I can only tell you that those will also be by the Michigan Health Department rules and regulations that we have to follow. So all those things are hypothetical, and we'll keep you posted as soon as we find anything out. Any questions on what I've had?
I have a question on last month's report from the supervisor
Yes,
regarding the master plan.
yes.
And I just wondered if it's going to be available for the board to review before the town hall meeting.
No,
Okay.
it comes in after the town hall meeting. That way
Okay.
the public has the opportunity to,
For
if there's
input?
any changes that are made, and then we get it.
Okay,
And so it would probably be, I'm going to guess, not till April 1st that we'll see it.
okay. I was
And
just
you can
interested
also
in the
attend the town hall
timeline.
meeting. I'm sorry, would you say, Cheryl?
No, I was just interested
Oh.
in the timeline.
Okay,
Thank
good
you.
question. Okay, are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
There are none.
Okay, correspondence.
Yeah, there are 4 pieces of correspondence in your packet. The 4th one was added this morning, and I also was made aware, or this afternoon, that the State of Michigan Public Service Commission original posting was I just added the wrong document. So if you checked it earlier, you probably saw that, but now the documents are attached. We have Comcast, City of Clio, State of Michigan Public Service Commission in Mount Morris Township.
Okay, thank you. At this time, do we have public comment?
We do have one person signed up for public comment, so I'll go ahead and call him now. And
Okay,
then Don I'll introduce with address. One moment.
okay.
Hello, this is Mike.
Hi, Mike. This is Shelley calling with Vienna Township. I'm calling on a
yes.
speakerphone during our meeting. You signed up for public comment. So I'll introduce
Right.
you to the board and then you'll have 3 minutes for your comment. Board, we have Michael Smith at 11119 West Glen in Clio. Mr. Smith, go ahead with your public comment.
Hi. Well, as some of you are probably aware, I was calling last month about the problem that we were having in our subdivision with the neighbor to our east who was running these trucks, four-wheel drive, mud bogging, basically making a lot of noise. Actually, before December 26th, but that was the big one. And I just wanted to express my appreciation, really, for the supervisor and everybody figuring out how we could deal with that situation. And as far as I understand, from the other members, I should say I'm the president of our homeowners association at Atchison State. And there were neighbors complaining to me as well as directly to the board and talking to the chair, sure. And so I just really appreciate you guys listening and taking the time to figure out how we could address it, and then addressing that with through your lawyers or however that worked out, so that homeowner understood the regulation. So thank you all very much.
Okay, does that complete your public comment?
Yes, it does.
Great, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Okay, let's see, new business. Item 17, Clio Area Fire Authority Agreement, April 1st, 2021 to March 31, 2026. It's a 5-year agreement.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Clio Area Fire Authority Agreement for a 5-year term.
I'll second.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Now, if I might add, the comment that Cindy made earlier about the part that was taken out of the fire agreement, for those of you that are new on the board, at one time when we built, or when the fire station was built, there was an excerpt that was put into the agreement that allowed a municipality, not necessarily ours, but all three of them that are in the fire authority, which would be Clio and Vienna Township, to withhold $250,000 to assist in paying for a fire hall in their particular area. Because that fire hall is owned by Vienna Township and houses the fire authority, or at least Station 1. And at this particular time, it was decided or determined, not only by our council, but by the fire authority, that if in the future, anybody on the authority wanted to do that again, in other words, if Thetford decided they wanted to build a new fire hall, that we could certainly add that, but there was no need to have it in there right now. And the reason it runs for 5 years is because very little changes in that, because there's some millage that's set forth on how much is to be contributed to the, I say contributed, that's a poor word, tax collected that is set forth for strictly the fire authority. So hope that it gives a good explanation of what it is. Any other discussion? If not, I'm going to ask for a roll call vote.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes,
motion carried.
thank you. Item 17.2, election commission appointment.
Like to make a motion to appoint Jeff Thomas and Sherilyn Russo to the Election Commission.
Support.
We have a motion support. Any discussion on that? Michelle, do I need a roll call on that?
No, all in favor is fine.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Thank you. Excuse me. Item 17.3, resolution 02-08-2102, property tax poverty exemption.
This is the state has set some different guidelines for property tax exemption so that it can roll from year to year temporarily due to COVID. There are a couple of new forms, treasury forms that are out there, Form 4988 and Form 5737. And we need to approve it as a board to allow anyone who is claiming property tax exemptions, poverty exemptions on their taxes. This is not business. This is your own home exemption, can do so. And the state requires that we adopt this. So I move that we adopt it. And if anyone, try to answer them as best I can.
Do we have a motion?
I motioned it.
Yeah, we have a motion.
Support.
We have support. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I need a roll call, please.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay. Item 17.4, set public hearing Monday, March 8th, 2021, at 5:30 for the Michigan Department of Natural Resource Trust Fund grant application.
Like to make a motion to set the public hearing for the MDNR Trust Fund grant application for March 8th at 5:30.
Right in front of our meeting, or right
Correct.
with our meeting.
I have a
correct?
motion on the
Correct.
table. I'm looking for support.
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 Thank you. Now discussion.
I'm sorry, I was confused for a minute reading the February 8th with the March 8th, and I just want to make sure I was
Yep, that's
on the right,
okay.
I'm on the right click here, so.
Okay, so we have a motion and support. Any other discussion on the MDR?
Just really quick,
Michelle?
something that we haven't done before, we're gonna have two public meetings. First of all, we're gonna have two public meetings or public hearings in one meeting. So we'll run them right after the roll call, one right after the other. And because of the current guidelines, we will be virtual. So notifications going out will be to that effect. I'm gonna spend tomorrow morning determining if we're going to continue with our virtual the way we have, or if we're gonna open up our Zoom to allow anyone to get in. I think because we're videotaping and we live stream, will probably remain the same, but I'll be in contact with you if it's going to change, if we're gonna change how we do it in any way.
Okay, and just to give a better explanation on the trust fund grant application, for those that are not aware, we have a bike path that we maintain that starts at Neff Road and goes to the city limits. It has been kind of a bad spot, as I think Nancy can attest to. I think you took a spill down there once. We have a lot of water and
Oh, yeah, that spot,
Yep.
yes.
and it's got a lot of overflow because of the hills that are around it. And we're looking to actually replace that entire thing. We attempted this in 2018, and it was a year that they sent most of the applications for land acquisition and not for redoing this. So it's one of the things that we're going to attempt to do. And so the public hearing is then. Any other discussion on it? Hearing none, I'm going to ask for a roll call.
We do all in favor for a public hearing.
We can? Sorry. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Now you set the 15.5. Thank you. For the set public hearing for the Special Assessment District, Dutchman's Cove, March 8, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. Coincidental.
Like to make that motion to set the public hearing for the Special Assessment District for Dutchman's Cove on March 8th at 5:30.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion on that?
Just so everybody knows, what this special assessment is for are the residents of Dutchman's Cove. has presented the township with a petition to have streetlights put in. So this public hearing,
Or are you going to say something?
Well, I was just wondering who all votes on it. 'Cause you said you send out ballots. Is that something
It-
countywide or just in that part?
no, it's just in that condominium complex, the people that are gonna be affected by it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the
Thank you.
homeowners, the property owners of that Dutchman's Cove, that's the only
Okay.
ones that are affected. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Good question. No other discussion, all in favor? Say no. Okay, this time for public comment. Michelle, do we have any other public comment?
No.
Okay, good meeting. We're gonna go around and ask if there's any board comment. Laura, anything to add?
No, I don't have anything extra. No.
Nancy,
Nope, I'm good.
Jeffrey,
Not at this time.
Cindy?
Nope.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. I just want to mention for any resident. This Wednesday is the commodities distribution at the senior center. And at that same time, smoke alarms that were purchased through CDBG money, the first round of them. So they'll be eligible to get a 2-pack, one per household, along with their commodities on Wednesday. And then the other thing, I'm sure, well, maybe not, but some of you may have heard, we will be having a May election this year. The 911 millage is up for renewal. And then the health department has put a millage on the ballot, a proposal for mental health services. And then I found out just this past weekend that Bertrand Schools is also asking for another millage. So look for a May election on the first Tuesday, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Cindy. Cheryl?
I just wanted to make a comment about the MTA new trustee training that several of us, I think, participated in. I've never had so much knowledge overload in my life. It was very, very intense. I don't know how the others felt, but, and unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but it was probably the one thing that stands out the most to me. And the best advice he could give us as new trustees was to be patient, that we can't change the world in one day. And so I'm going to follow that advice and be patient and try to learn what I can and do what I can for the township. So thank you for letting us participate in that.
Thank you, Cheryl. Pam? Anything?
I do. We're closed Monday, the 15th for President's Day, and increased, and we have also collected 2% more, which I think is great, looking at this during the hell year that has been 2020. So I feel pretty good about that. I was a little nervous about what we could collect or not collect, and so that makes that update.
Excellent. So at this particular time, as we end this meeting, I thank you all for participating. Remember that the pandemic is still amongst us. Be safe. We have restaurants open. Remember, shop locally when you have the opportunity and support our local businesses. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Have a good
Stay
night.
safe.
Right.